Hey man, how's it going?
Not bad, not bad. What are we doing today?
Something kind of fun actually, and I think you have experienced it because we've been practicing a little bit with it to see if it actually is fun. And
Oh, is that what this was?
this was
Practice?
practice. Well, that was my idea. We're trying it out anyway. We were trying it out, and
No, I suppose it was practice in a way, I guess, yeah.
and would you say that it is indeed fun?
Yeah, so this is like, we're going to show off a duo, and this is one of those duos that's really fun. Like, it's got high synergy between the two characters. Should we just say at the gate, though, that this is not actually strong necessarily? Like, it's not meta
Sure.
or
Yeah,
anything.
it is
We're
not. I
breaking
mean,
the-
as we all know, nothing I do is meta or strong. So, but it is hopefully, which is the important part, fun.
Yeah, so what's the concept, Boots?
So the concept is, you are currently on a Flamethrower NG, Scrapper in particular, because it's a very nice energy.
And the new gyro changes. So, but it's important. I think what will excite people is knowing that New Balance made this possible.
Yes,
right?
New Balance, the shoe company made this possible. Sponsored, link down in the description. Really good shoes. Everybody go check out those shoes.
Is that actually a shoe company?
Yeah,
What are
New
you talking
Balance.
about?
You don't know New Balance?
No, is that actually a thing?
Yeah, it's a thing.
Not here, it's not.
Yeah, it's like
If someone's going to say now, if you actually post this, someone's going to be like, oh, that is in the UK WP, you need to get out more, and I'm going to feel bad.
do you have Oasis in the UK?
OA6?
Well, I think it's
know.
basics, but it looks like an O. Anyway,
think-
doesn't matter.
I
Oh,
don't
Pew
think
Cop.
so.
Pew Cop.
All right, so quickly, introduce the concept to them. You cast the elite.
I cast the elite. Mad King runes kick in. You use your flamethrower, dude. Like 8.
And Shredder Gyro, and Spare Capacitor AoE, and Thunderclap AoE.
Yeah, and do I guess 10 hits of damage a second around. So that's at AoE, and that's 400 damage per hit. So that's like 4,000 damage per second. Not bad. Not bad in
And Soul Cleaver's Summit stops you dying to retail
right, because
as
you're
well.
also healing 600 hit per hit. So yeah, not bad at all.
So Boots is kind of the more supporty half in this, and the Scrapper is more the DPS-y kind of half.
Yeah, so you're running like pretty much a
glass build. This is a glass flamethrower, like.
but with a lot of boon duration, so you're getting your pretty much 100% quickness uptime with like the Chronomancer runes. And
So if you target me, people can see sort of the general boon range, which I will typically have. I mean, also sometimes swiftness and vigor will be on there.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So-
you just kind of run around.
yeah, we already have a little bit of footage. I'll lace it in.
Stealth in again.
Stealth in again, coming. Oops. All right, I'm gonna push this in.
Just stay on the node. Put all the stuff on the node on this one.
Okay, stuff is going down.
Oh, that was good. Holy shit, look at that. Oh my god, 18k?
It's not bad. Okay, I'm switching to
That was
Ventara.
really good. We got the combo there, dudes. We absolutely fucking roasted them. I wish I'd recorded that. I've got a lot of AoE up. If you
Yeah, it's
I see the
here.
runes.
It's here now.
I kind of like it. The easier animation for me to look at is Mad King, to be honest.
Oh my
There
god.
you go. Look at the fucking tips there.
Okay,
Wait, it's a Mad King. So it's the one time Mad King's actually not too bad. Chris.
okay, it's coming up in 3, 2, 1 now.
Shredder. Resustain is so good. The resustain is so good. We can cleave this body really hard now.
Yeah, I'm out of it. So clear. Yeah.
Beautiful. We got he ruined our montage by plussing this. We didn't need the plus.
We didn't need the plus. How dare you? Okay, so this was kind of like a loose and breezy recording with WP, so we didn't actually do the regular boost bad build stuff, like going over the build and commenting on it. We just kind of played together and had fun. So I'm gonna go over the build, both of the builds now, just really quickly, while the footage of at least one of the games we played going in the background. And maybe I'll also put in some. It might have come before this actually. I might put in some like highlights of us playing together, the cool stuff that happened. Okay, so starting off with the Revenant. It is a Renegade, so with that means you get your Kala, your Soulcleave Summit. And the layout is Salvation, Invocation, Renegade. You want Invocation because it has your Charged Mist, which means that when you're below 10% energy and you swap your legend, you start off on your next legend with 25 extra energy. That helps a lot with Soul Cleave Summit because it's a big drain of your energy. So if you start off 25 extra energy, you have a lot more to work with. In Salvation, I did a little combo. I mean, you can go with whatever you want, really, in Salvation. It's all pretty strong. I do the combo where when you have your Ventari out there, your Ventari tablet out there, every time you cast the heal skill, which is like once every 3 seconds, you get blindness to everybody around you, and then every time you get blindness, you drop a healing orb. Blinding, immobilizing, or affecting a foe with crowd control spawns a healing orb. So if you're doing this on a group of people, you get 5 healing orbs, plus whatever healing orbs you get from actually using the tablet. And then Generous Abundance is whenever you use a Legendary Centaur skill, you get 3 additional healing orbs, and whenever you use a Legend skill, you get 1 healing orb. So that means, you know, when you use your heal skill and you hit multiple targets, you could have up to 8 healing orbs at a time, which each heal for around 300 in an AoE. Lots of healing, lots of healing. Then continuing in Invocation, we've got Invoking Legend removes a condition from you. We got Healing Flow, Rapid Flow, just to get around a little faster. I noticed that in our fights I was getting around really, really slowly, but this means that you could always have Swiftness, which isn't so bad. What I was using before was Spirit Boon, but really all this gives you is gives all of your friends regen, which is not so bad. It's like 300 healing a second for 5 seconds. And Retaliation, which is also not so bad. I was apparently killing some people with that, but, you know, if you died to Retaliation, that's not that impressive. Next, in Renegade, we go the more supporty side of it. So we have Evading Attack inspires you with Callous Fervor and grants Regeneration and Retaliation to your friends. So, I mean, that kind of doubles up on the Spirit Boon thing here. So, in other words, maybe you don't need the Spirit Boon. So I'm going with the Rapid Flow from now on. And then using a Legendary Renegade ability against protection to allies near the summoned Warband member. That's very important. Gives lots of protection to your friends, which is great. And that is about it. If you have full endurance, you'll have higher crit chance. You're running a Mentor's Amulet, so you're not doing that much damage, but it's really not that bad either. Especially with your Warband, your Soul Cleave Summit, you can do a huge burst of damage with that, and your Ice Razor's Ire, and your Citadel Bombardment. And finally, for your Grandmaster, Righteous Rebel's an idea just to reduce some incoming Condi damage to you. Also, it gives Alacrity to your friends if you use Orders from Above, but you don't use it that often. So what I've also used instead is the Vindication, which increases the number of missiles of your Citadel Bombardment, which I like quite a bit. It also means that you're going to be stacked up on Might a lot more often. So I would actually go with Vindication over Righteous Rebel, but if you feel like you're getting too much Condi damage on you, which is unlikely, you could go Righteous Rebel. Then for the gear, you have Staff and Sword. Sword, you can do a lot of damage really quickly. Same thing with Staff if you use your Staff 5. But Staff is more of a healing, supporty kind of deal. And then you got your Mentor's Amulet, you've got the Rune of the Mad King, of course. When you cast your Soul Cleave Summit, do a crazy amount of bird attacks, 14 I believe, on 3 targets. And then for the sigils, I've just gone Purging for a little more condition removal and Annulment to remove boons from your targets, just in case they have Retaliation or something like that. Because if they have Retaliation, then your ridiculous amounts of hits of damage will damage you as well. It doesn't hurt that much because you are healing for 620 for each hit, as well as doing 400 extra damage, but you know, it does some damage. Okay, now for the Flamethrower Scrapper. Flamethrower Scrapper, so you're going to be running Scrapper, and you guys know the Flamethrower combination. You go Juggernaut, so every 3 seconds you gain some might and some stability. Because of your boon duration, it's going to be doubling up on your stability every 3 seconds, so you'll have essentially 2 stacks of stability permanently. The might will stack up pretty high as well. This I think would stack up to about 7 or 8 stacks of might by itself. And then to keep on going, you got no scope for some fury, additional fury, and some ferocity. And then high caliber to increase your critical chance. Also built into firearms, you have a 10% extra critical chance when they're bleeding, which is almost always because critical hits have a chance of bleeding. And so yeah, so basically you're getting 45% extra crit chance with the fury for nothing. And then you go alchemy. In alchemy, you could go protection injection just for some extra protection, but I like invigorating speed because vigor's always nice. And then you have emergency elixir. It's something that I think WP was using. I sometimes use backpack regenerator, but the healing is not so hot on that, so maybe not. Emergency elixir, yeah, it's a nice little barrier when you're down low health. Just it's like a panic thing that hits automatically, and your protection as well. Also, heal yourself when you grant yourself a boon. You're going to be getting a lot of boons, so you're going to be healing a decent amount. But Iron Blooded, you're going to be having probably between 5 and 8 boons at all times when in a battle with this thing. So that means between 10 and 18% reduction in incoming damage and condition damage. It's a very nice skill to have, trait, and otherwise purity of purpose, because you will be removing some conditions from yourself. And since you have such a high boon duration, the boon you get from it is quite high as well. Iron Blooded might be the way to go, though, because you are a bit of a glass cannon, and any extra protection you have is pretty good. And then finally with Scrapper, so the combo continues here. Mass Momentum is what you would usually use with the combo, because you'll have stability all the time with Juggernaut, which will get you 9 seconds of extra might every second, so that's basically 9 extra might on top of the 7 or 8 you already had, bringing you up to 16 or 17. And then that means with Applied Force, your Grand Master, every 10 seconds you would gain quickness if you gain might above 10 might, which you will be doing with that combo, meaning you'll have a 50% uptime of quickness from that. Now, we've decided not to go with the Mass Momentum, though, because we have enough might with just the 7 from this, and might we're getting everywhere else in the build. We'll be getting might because of a sigil and stuff like that. We could put on Sigil of Battle as well instead of annulment if you want. We'll have enough might so that this will be proccing every 10 seconds anyway. So instead what you could do is pop in Rapid Regeneration and Shocking Speed. Because you have a lot of gyros, this increases the area of effective gyros and grants you super speed when you cast them. Or when you're using a Blast or Elite Finisher in a Lightning Field, which you have a lot of as well. So that's a lot of super speed and swiftness, which means that you'll be getting a lot of extra healing from that. Now with your skills, you're going to be using the Gyro Heal, Bulwark Gyro, Shredder Gyro for all that extra packages of damage, and the Sneak Gyro. That's a lot of gyros. And of course your Flamethrower, which you'll be trying to be on as much as possible, especially when the combo hits. For your equipment, like I said, you're going to be using a Diviner Amulet, which gives you a ton of concentration and a decent amount of damage to begin with. Rune of the Chronomancer, which gives you power and precision, and 2 seconds of quickness when you cast a well, which will be going up to almost 4 seconds of quickness. And you have a lot of wells, because now all the gyros you have are technically wells. So that means basically with that and the Applied Force, you will be getting pretty much 100% uptime of quickness. And finally, a little bit extra might on the Sigil of Courage so that you can be topping yourself up above that threshold and getting that quickness whenever you need it. And Sigil Annulment just to remove like retaliation and stuff like that, but maybe you could swap that out for something else. That is it, but there is one more thing. If you don't like Rune of the Chronomancer for whatever reason, even though it's very good with this build, another idea might be Rune of... where is it? Sanctuary, which says gain a barrier with health equal to 20% of any heals you receive. Now this has a very interesting interaction with lifesteal. So lifesteal triggers this thing whether or not you are topped off at full health. So that means you'll be getting that full barrier, 20% barrier with any lifesteal you're doing, which means that with Kala, every hit you do, you're going to be getting an additional 100 and something barrier, which is kind of insane. So what this means is when you drop the thing, you're going to probably top yourself off at max barrier at all time with this, which really protects you from big hits and protects you from lots of things. Is it necessary because you are going to be healing 620 every tick you do anyway? Probably not, but it is something to think about. It's also something to think about for all the people playing with you if you have a Kala Renegade out there. A Soul Cleave Renegade out there. Now, what does it mean when you have the Ruined Sanctuary, though? It means that you will have a barrier pretty much 100% of the time because you are getting healed by yourself almost all the time as well. Every time you get a boon from your Juggernaut, you get a little bit of healing, so you always have barrier. What does that mean? Maybe you go Adaptive Armor instead, which says condition damage reduced by 20% whenever you have barrier. So, permanent condition damage reduction is not so bad by 20%. Okay, back to the footage.
We get another one there.
Yeah.
And the quick cleave there as well is a really good demonstration.
I'm gonna cap,
too.
you go ahead.
I got to decap them because we're gonna lose the stillness buff there. So they get 0 value from it as long as I do this. And then we win the game.
Alright. Yeah, we won anyway. I'm just gonna sit here.
You control the gate.
Yep. That's a good game. You should definitely show that. Make sure you pop your top stats for people to look at.
Okay.
I got
Only
768,000 damage on 43% of the team. So
I only got
very, very, very
300,000 healing, but that was 43% of the team, I guess, so not so bad. Okay. Alright, well, I've had fun playing this with you. It seems like we are
cool, man.
a decent team with it.
It's nice to get 7. It's nice to just tunnel vision fights and get really, really high damage.
Yeah. And like we don't the greatest thing about this is we're not like a I guess it's kind of like a Scourge and Firebrand combo in that their role is sticking together the whole time. But it's not like somebody duoing with a Thief that has to go everywhere or a Mesmer that has to go everywhere. This is just our plan is stick together, take people down with a combo, and then that's it.
Yep, and it was really fun.
Yeah.
Well, I enjoyed myself, dude.
Well, I guess I'll talk to you later. And this may or may not be a video. We'll find out.
Catch you later.
Bye-bye.